So I had to make the video yesterday, and for the people asking why I had to make it or even mention my father's passing, well, here's the thing. I was distraught yesterday. I was at my lowest. And look, the trolls are going to smell blood in the water regardless. They're going to smell weakness and come at me. The thing is, though, I didn't want to answer a question 50 times of why I sounded like I was fucking on the verge of breaking down. So I went ahead and just did it. Said why, and moved on with the video. And the reason why I had to make the video is because if I didn't make it then, I probably wouldn't have made it at all. Because as we'll see, the 10-cent bots are out in full force to sit there and try and convince you there is no war in Aswan, that the excavator bugs cannot hurt you, when in fact they can. You see, when I sit there and say bots, I mean they are quite literal fucking bots. They are individual or individuals at this point trying to hype up the game and attack any form of criticism. And Arrowhead knows this because, well, they're partnered with Tencent, and Tencent has a known history of using bots to hype their games up. For God's sakes, look at Path of Exile 2. That game was utterly hyped up. Any form of criticism was absolutely crushed. And you know what? We could go ahead and let's look at Path of Exile 2's player numbers. Yes. All right. So y'all can see a glimpse into Arrowhead's future. Ah. Ooh. Yikes. Yep. This is what Arrowhead's going to turn into. This is exactly what's going to happen with Arrowhead. Because, well, Tencent has the reins, not Arrowhead. And I already have a video proving that Tencent has already made massive changes at Arrowhead. They have not only their vice general manager on the board of members, or board of directors, I should say, which means he has a veto power and a voting power. And it's not even one, because Shams is their toe sucker. Yes, he's nothing more than a 10-cent plant. I guarantee you, Johan only stepped down so that way Tencent would invest $80 million into them. So he could just literally say, I'm going to take the money and run. Which is exactly what he did after a few months later. So, yeah, no, you can't sit there and tell me otherwise, bots. I see you. I know you. And that's because I'm going into cybersecurity. So, come at me, bitches. But look, don't take my words for it. Let's go ahead and have Professor Messer, an actual known person, like a known instructor, somebody who's highly regarded in the security field. Ooh, look at this, Security Plus. Let's go ahead and play this video. Don't take my word for it.
One very effective social engineering technique is to disseminate incorrect information to others. Unlike something that's a difference of opinion, misinformation and disinformation contains factually incorrect details, and it's usually designed to divide or confuse different groups of people. We see this often online with influence campaigns. These are campaigns that are usually on social media sites, and they're based around political issues or social issues. There are documented cases where a third-party government or nation state is creating this dissension within different ranks of people. This may be designed to persuade people to believe something that's not true, or to distract from something that is obviously true that perhaps would be damaging to that particular nation state. This may not even be something related to a website or location that you're visiting online. Instead, it might be delivered through the advertising that you see. And the engine of social media is a perfect place to begin disseminating this misinformation. The attackers are very good at using these social media sites and the tools available to them to create articles and then share and like these articles to get them in front of as many people as possible. This is how the misinformation process commonly occurs. The first step is for the attacker to create multiple accounts that contain fake users. These are not an actual person. All of these accounts belong to the attacker. Now the attacker needs to get this misinformation posted online. They'll use one of their fake user accounts to create some content and post that on a social media site. Once it's posted online, the social media sites commonly have a like, a share, or a follow option, and this will allow the attacker to amplify that message to a larger group of people. The algorithms within social media recognize when a particular post is being liked or shared and will present that post to others as well. Once this algorithm shares this with others, there will be actual users that see this information and they will share it with other people that they know. And once this misinformation reaches a certain level of popularity, the mass media will recognize how popular it is and create their own stories to publish on something that from the very beginning was misinformation. Another interesting social engineering technique is to use brand names. These are names of companies that you probably know, things like Coca-Cola and McDonald's. These brands are instantly recognizable to most people. So the attackers will create hundreds or even thousands of sites with this particular brand name. Google will then index these sites and it goes into the Google search engine. If someone searches for those brand names on Google, it's very possible that they might be redirected to one of these impersonated sites. You may have even seen this when you do your own Google searches.
Thank you, Professor Messer. Now, isn't it very curious how everything he described, where they're trying to distract, where they're trying to change your opinion on fucking reality. They're trying to sit there and say there's no war in Bosnia, saying there's no war in Aswan. There is. There quite definitely is. And again, the moderators are in on it too. This is going from the highest to the lowest. All right. And it's against all the fucking platforms. Look, the regular main Reddit's thing. Sorry, delete your post. Get the fuck out of here, Moit. Dude. Ooh. Distractions. Lies and slander. Ooh. Distractions, lies, and slander. And again, you accuse this guy of not playing the game, but you provide no proof. He literally lies about this right here. Meanwhile, there's ample evidence super credits did change. So how are you going to put a literal lie and sit there and say, you see, they don't make any fucking sense. They just don't make any fucking sense. But again, Professor Messer told you guys. He put it in perspective for you guys as best he can. Like, this is a thing that's been going on for years, all right? For fucking years, okay? And it's not just Helldivers 2. It's all the AAA gaming industry. Bethesda, Blizzard. Why do you think they sit there and have to increase prices even though they're not changing or not adding anything to the game? Because they gotta pay for their fucking bot farms. Sitting there hyping up the game and making it seem like there's no war in Ba Sing Se. And I mean, look, no further than fucking, let's go here. Yeah, give me here. Because look, wow, look at those reviews, man. They weren't positive they weren't positive so long ago, but now they are. And look at all these negative reviews. But look at all these positive ones where it's just like, yeah, no, guys, eat the fucking slop. Yeah, don't listen to the people that sit there and say the game's bad. Don't listen to them. They're just haters. I told you guys. And Tencent is fucking renowned for using a bot army. But it gets worse because, well, I used to have a lot of respect for Odo. But in this video, he goes from sitting there saying, oh, this is bad, guys. They put progression. They're tarnishing their reputation, guys. Arrowheaders are making the game really bad. But then he sits there and fucking says this.
With your players, just so things don't get lost in translation, I'm not saying you shouldn't play Helldivers 2. Let's boycott the game. Don't give them your money. I don't care. Play it.
I'm not saying that because Daddy Arrowhead will beat me then. That's really what he said. Yeah, Odo, I used to have respect for you, man. Before you joined the propaganda program, I don't know when the hell you joined them, but yeah, you kind of seem to changed up since then. It's not just you. I have videos proving Buzz changed up energy. Commissar Kai also. Like, you all went from actively enjoying the game to simping for it, to shilling for it. Because the thing is, Odo, Arrowhead's not going to improve. The only time we actually got improvements, a 60-day buff patch, was when we literally downvoted the game, when we stopped playing, and when we review bombed it. When we actually protested. So protesting actually fucking works. But you notice how Buzz, Odo, and all these top streamers or people in the propaganda program won't tell you to protest the game. They won't tell you not to buy the war bond because Daddy Arrowhead will beat them otherwise. And I figured, you know what? I might as well go out with a fucking bang because this is going to be my last Helldivers 2 video. I'm done. I'm out. I'm gone. I'm going to go play games I actually fucking enjoy. Because, you see, the only reason I kept up with Helldivers 2 was to continuously warn people. But, well, I'm against the bot army. And, well, nothing's really going to fucking change. For the last 2 years, I've kept the same energy. For the last 2 years, I've kept warning people that Arrowhead are scumbags. And you know what? Arrowhead has proved me right at every fucking turn. But then I get shit like this, where I'm actively silenced, not just by one mod team, but all of them. In fact, you want to know? You could actually use discussions pages, like anybody could post on the Helldivers 2 discussion page. Now you can't. You want to know why? Because of me. Because, well, let me show you guys. Because of this post right here. Yeah, this is why. And you know what? I'll link this post so you guys can sit there and read it because, well, I fucking called it. I made this 2 years ago. And shit. Who's laughing now? Because it sure as hell ain't these punks at the bottom sitting there calling me a fucking chud. So, yeah. I figured I might as well go out with a bang, show you guys, or rather prove to you guys, Tencent has a bot army. And that person you're probably arguing with who just takes the conversation in circles and never actually has anything to say other than try to, well, mudsling you, create fallacies, or attack you directly. Well, that is mudslinging, but I digress. That's probably a bot. They're not even an individual. They're somebody paid to argue with you, to break you down, and not care about the game anymore. Well, not care about the issue at all. Essentially, they want you to eat the slop, and they're paying extra for farm bots to come out and basically shove the spoon in your mouth. But with that, I'm going to go enjoy the fucking rest of my day. And you know what? It feels good to be rid of Helldivers 2 because Arrowhead's not going to change. Even if we boycott them, well, they'll do another 60-day buff patch and then what? Just start nerfing shit all over again, just like they already did. Because it's not Arrowhead making the game. It's Tencent. Tencent, they basically own Arrowhead now. They have 2 spots on the board members, and from what I could gather, there's only like 4 or 5 members on the board of directors. So more than half of the voting power is in Tencent's hands. But I digress. I'll let you all go have a wonderful day, and yeah, just want to sit there and say I'm going to go out with a bang.